everyone. I'm Ian at KarateMart.com.
And I'm Corbin at KarateMart.com.
This is a cute outfit. I like what you've got going on here.
Oh, thank you. This tie was made by my girlfriend, Mona. Okay.
What are we talking about today, Corbin?
Today we're talking about our sharpening stones, and I want you guys to stick around to the end because we've actually got a giveaway for anyone who likes sharp things.
Which should be most of you.
Yeah, it's like a little giveaway contest. Anybody can participate as long as you have a valid U.S. address. Some of our weapons, they come sharp. They could come sharper. Some of our weapons are not at all sharp and also could come sharper. So we thought, let's have some sharpening stones so you can sharpen your sharp things the classical way. One of the ones that we've got, this is the Japanese water sharpening stone. It's got 2 grits. So the orange side is the medium grit, that's 1,000 grit, and then the fine side is 1,500 grit. And so the idea here is that the less fine side is more for a shaping, and then the more fine side is for sharpening.
And I found this out myself because I've been sharpening a knife for the last hour.
Because I had him do the grunt work.
It happens sometimes. Here is the one that I used.
You can see like it's a little dip.
Yes, a little dip because I was going nuts with several knives. I will tell you that there is some skill involved in knife sharpening I had not suspected. So I did some research. I read some Wikipedia articles. I watched some YouTube, which is how anybody that needs to learn a skill today learns a skill today. I was trying, and then I tried to sharpen. I was like, I was roughing it. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
I watched the videos. I did my best. I had to practice a little bit. And I'm not half bad.
I can hear him grunting from the other room.
I mean grunting.
Well, it was before he started, but still I could hear him. You removed the dragon because this is what it looks like.
Yes, the dragon is merely a decoration, and it came off almost immediately.
What's that phrase for something that looks ferocious but is not at all intimidating? It's a paper tiger.
A paper tiger.
Yes.
You're so clever with that stuff. Little references and quotes.
Random animal references?
Yes. So what I did, soak this in water for 5 or 10 minutes. You'll see like when you put it in, bubbles come up like a little sponge. And then continue to drip water on it. And you just, little swirls on this guy. And you'll start to lift the burr on the edge of this. Now I had to put significant pressure on this knife. It's stainless steel, so they're a little harder to sharpen than the carbon steel ones. So the stainless steel ones will hold a little better, but they don't hold as nice of an edge. It's easier to put an edge on a carbon steel knife. They also lose their edge more quickly.
Oh, it's
right?
ephemeral.
Right, it is. It's a fleeting edge, right? And what you do is just create this bevel along the edge here that is super sharp now. And once you get the bevel right, and you'll have created a little burr just along the edge. Just a little burr. They say you've lifted the burr. Then you know that you're creating a good shape. Right?
This is terminology that Ian learned today.
I learned this today. And then once you've lifted a little burr on here, and on this one you could see the grain from the grinding. They ground it off, right?
Okay.
And you could see the striations in the grain from the grinding. Is that once I had all that removed and I had lifted a tiny burr on the edge here, I felt like I was getting close to my ultimate goal of having a really sharp knife. Flipped it over to this side. Began the process again. Here, I don't hear those comments of, you're not doing it right. This is my first one. I'm doing my best. You're going to hold it with both hands. You want to hold this for this type of knife, 15 degrees. Kind of a smooth motion so you get the whole blade. Even pressure across the whole blade's edge. And then switch. A lot of the stuff that we carry comes pre-sharpened by machine or robot or whatever, and it comes at the edge that it has. Generally sharp. If you wanted to buy one honed to a razor edge,
To do surgery,
you would be looking at using a premium credit card for that purchase.
instead you can use your prepaid Walmart gift card
Yes.
that Grandma gave you.
The stuff that's like honed, like hand honed like that, fetches a premium. But you can do it yourself with one of these stones.
So what does the water do? What's the point of the water?
So the point of the water here is while you're doing this, and the angle is kind of important. I had some difficulty finding the angle. is you're going to do it almost as if you're filleting the layer of water off of this thing. It'll grind off a thin layer of this ceramic material and create a slurry on the top. That's there's no other word for it. It's a slurry. It creates a little slurry.
Is that like what you get at like a Circle K?
That's a Slurpee.
Okay, so what's a slurry? Is it just like some sort of sludge?
Yeah, it's a very sludge-like. It is very sludge-like.
Is it mud?
Very muddy, yes.
Okay.
Very muddy. Like a very fine, high-quality ceramic mud. They come in 2 different sizes, right?
Yeah, we have another size one.
So let's look at the other size, and I'll tell you why I use this size.
So you started with the big one.
Okay.
This big one, this is the professional water sharpening stone, and this one's got a 600 grit and then 1,000 grit.
Right.
Which one is the 600? Which one's the one?
The 600 grit is this darker side.
Okay.
And you can see, I mean, like if you just look at it for a second, you can see one is clearly coarser than the other, right?
I should have seen that.
And I tried to sharpen something much larger on this one, because I actually tried to sharpen a couple of things. I probably damaged some, let's be real. If you take a ceramic rock to a knife and you don't know what you're doing, the chances that it walks away duller than when you started are not zero. A non-zero chance.
You have to have an even angle. You have to make sure the stone is secure.
The wrist motion.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get the wrist motion down.
Yeah. Don't you have to like rinse the stone off?
You've got to rinse. You've got to soak it, rinse it, dribble the water. There's a whole thing to it. So I definitely recommend practicing.
Practice on a knife that you don't care about first.
Yeah.
Like your brother's knife.
Practice on your brother's knife, because whatever with him.
Getting in your stuff.
This is good for bigger knives, right? Like if I had a slightly larger knife, I can kind of go across this whole surface. But I chose to sharpen this tanto here, which has 2 distinct edges. Like it's not a curve, right?
Like it's from the future.
So I had to do one and then flip and do the other. I found it to be much easier on this one to get kind of the smaller edge on that.
Oh.
And then this was almost too big to get this edge because it kept running into the handle and there wasn't a good way for me to get it on there. So I liked this for this smaller knife.
Okay.
But if I was doing a bigger knife or one with a gentle curve, I would probably choose this one.
Oh, like a sword or a machete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then this one, the smaller one, is what I used for the knife. And there's lots of instructional material out there for these that you might want to come up with a jig, mount them to the table in some way. You could hold the stone if you were brave. You might mount the stone to a piece of wood and then run the blade over it. But these are honing. They're really for putting, I don't want to put too fine of a point on it, but they're for putting a fine point on something.
Oh.
The rough sharpening you would do with a grinder or something a little more aggressive. These are for getting a sharp knife to a razor sharp knife.
Oh, or like maintaining an edge that you
Right,
already
yeah,
got.
yeah. If you've got a blade that's got a razor edge on it, and it starts to, drag a little, then you would give this a little action on the stone, on one of these Japanese stones, and find yourself splitting hairs again.
So the knife that Ian and I chose is the Full Tang Combat Tanto. The reason we chose this is because it's easier.
That's exactly why we chose it. We
Yeah.
looked through the warehouse, we checked the side, and we said, what am I going to be able to sharpen on my first attempt? What I liked about it is that it's relatively small, so I wouldn't be, because, I'm a busy guy. I wanted to sharpen this knife for this video. And also, this is a fixed blade knife. I wasn't trying to fuss with all that folding,
Oh, yeah.
like a whole spring-operated mechanism. And it's straight, right? So that I could do this in kind of one motion, where if it's a curved blade, then the motion is more complex. And since this was my first knife sharpening attempt, I thought something with a straight edge, a better thing to start on. This has 2 straight edges, but, same difference. Right. I wasn't going to be trying to follow a curve. It's stainless steel, which wasn't preferable. You can hone stainless. You have to apply more pressure, and it takes more time.
So this one, it's got this rubberized grip. The blade is just a little bit over 4 inches, which is nice for Ian. Ian wanted it small. And it's already sharp. Like, here, give me something to cut. So
this is a new one. This hasn't been sharpened.
This paper hasn't been sharpened?
I haven't sharpened the paper.
And this knife is straight out of the box, all right? So let's...
Well, and then even where it's slit, like even like once you learn how to use a knife, down here where it started cutting, it was dragging. I could feel it dragging. There you go. Okay. There we go. This is so dumb. If I hold it this way, this has a much cleaner edge on it than, let's try this one. It's hard to, this is so hard to do with two people. So, we can compare.
Is it easy to see? Can you guys see it?
Can you see that? Okay, so the one on the top is fresh out of the box, and the one on the bottom, honed. This one is all, it's all rough, and this one, you could get a paper cut on it. Maybe 20 minutes on this guy, and it cuts like a razor blade, and the other one cuts a little rough. That's how you put an edge on a knife. A nice edge. In fact, I'm very pleased with myself for my first attempt at sharpening. Very nice.
I'm frightened.
We should have a knife fight on video.
Let's have a nice fight. Ian, you did a great job sharpening that knife. You say nice things. That's a nice fight.
Corbin, I always appreciate your condescension.
I think I won.
Oh, what's this?
That was going to be another thing that we tested it on.
This was the handle of a rubber knife I tried to sharpen on the grinder, and I went too far with it. It's like peeling a hard rubber carrot.
Remember to always cut away from yourself and anyone you care about. So while Ian peels that rubber handle, let me tell you about the giveaway contest that we've got. Put a comment below that says, "Ooh, give it to me!" And then we'll basically put your name in a hat and draw it at the end of a week. And then next week we'll announce the winner, and then you'll get the sharpened knife.
We'll give you the sharpened one.
Yeah, and I mean, shoot, let's throw in those sharpening stones that Ian used, because I mean, what else are we gonna do with
What
those?
do we do with them? That's a good idea.
Yeah, so you get 2 sharpening stones, and you get a really sharp knife, sharper than it would have been otherwise if you bought it. So, contest with sharp stuff.
Here you go. These ones right here could be yours. Then you can practice your sharpening skills on this very same knife.
Yeah.
We'll be connected across the internet.
So that's our video. Be sure to like it and share it with your friends and subscribe and hit the notification bell to see whenever we have a new video.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Give us all your likes.
I'll poke you in an uncomfortable way.